archaic, ineffective, and inappropriate. That's how opponents describe corporal punishment. It's a form of discipline now banned in several school districts and the entire state of Virginia.
But not only are administrators still occasionally paddling other people's kids when they misbehave in some area school systems, a community watchdog investigation revealed children with disabilities are often on the receiving end of that wooden paddle more often than their classmates. Nate Morbido identified more than 24 schools in 6 districts where the numbers show a disparity.
This is an actual paddle once used at an area school to hit a child on his or her backside. The U.S. Department of Education previously said the use of corporal punishment raises concerns about discrimination. We'll tell you why. Paddling is legal in Tennessee, but remains controversial, especially when you consider this. We found a higher rate of corporal punishment for children with disabilities in at least 27 Northeast Tennessee schools during 2 of the last 4 school years. And in some cases, the rate of paddling isn't even close. Rose Ellen Riles loves the sounds of summer.
This is one of my favorite places now.
Especially when the ones laughing, shrieking, and splashing are the children she helps.
I just have a ball working with them.
Complex but important pieces of society's puzzle.
I love how loving they can be.
But this occupational therapist worries about another sound some kids will hear when they return to school.
It does bother me a lot.
Like those who attend the region's rural schools. Does it bother you at all that students with disabilities were paddled at a higher rate than students without disabilities at some schools?
I think it's totally up to the parents. If the parents wish for that form of discipline, then I support it.
During the 2015-2016 school year, Westview Elementary in Washington County, DeBusk Elementary in Greene County, and McFeeters Bend Elementary in Hawkins County were home to the highest rates of corporal punishment for children with disabilities, according to our review of school system data. Not even close to their peers when you divide the number of incidents by the total population.
We just want to do what's best for kids and certainly hope that line of communication with parents is there.
And you think in some cases paddling the kids is what's best for them?
Do I think that in reference to discipline? Maybe after all other forms of disciplines looked at and with support from parents.
Despite that parental support, the former Secretary of Education sent governors and top school officials this letter in late 2016, urging them to pass laws banning corporal punishment, in part because students with disabilities are disproportionately targeted. Our review of the most recent data provided to the Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights revealed that holds true in our area too. Using those public records, we identified at least 27 schools in 6 school districts where the numbers showed a contrast during the 2013-14 and 2015-16 school years. 3 of them made our list both years.
It's not a lot greater.
Greene County's Director of Schools prefers to look at the number of times corporal punishment is used rather than the rate of use.
Sometimes that is data that's inflated when you're talking about 1 or 2 kids.
Overall, David McLean says the numbers show a continuing decrease in the use of this kind of discipline. Although the numbers are declining district-wide, records identify some schools where paddling increased for kids with disabilities.
In many of these situations, this was probably asked for by the parent to be administered. That happens lots of times.
Regardless, he stands behind the practice, a form of punishment he says most parents in his district support and often request.
I think you have to look at the community. Every community is different.
Like in Greene County and other districts, Washington County's Director of Schools says corporal punishment is only used in partnership with parents and only after other forms of discipline don't work.
If you are a student with a disability, without a disability, the parents are going to be part of that decision.
Kimber Halliburton came from Metro Nashville School District, which banned corporal punishment 15 years ago.
In every individual case, we're going to honor what our parents' wishes are.
It is a hot topic, isn't it? I mean,
John English stopped honoring parents' corporal punishment wishes almost 2 years ago.
We're going to always look at other alternative practices.
Unicoi County's director of schools is not only a parent,
I've seen both sides of the equation.
he's also a former principal who once relied on corporal punishment himself.
For us, it just came down to the effectiveness of it. Were we comfortable with it?
English is the one who led the charge to stop using corporal punishment in his district when he took over in 2015.
Since the time that we changed it, there's not been any principal say anything other than, no, we're glad with this.
Our data shows in the 2013-14 school year, students with disabilities in 4 Unicoi County schools received corporal punishment more often. English says he looked at the data too and concluded the practice just isn't practical.
You don't want to just beat your head against the wall and keep doing the same thing and expect to get a different result if the behavior's not changing.
Do you think it works?
Certain situations, yes. I have seen corporal punishment work. I've also probably seen where I felt like it did not work.
Both Greene and Washington counties admit. Do you think it works?
I think that's up to each individual child.
At best, the rare punishment only works some of the time.
It just becomes an never-ending pattern.
Rosellen Riles says corporal punishment doesn't work.
No, not with our kids.
Beyond that, she says it also sends the wrong message, that hitting is okay.
It usually reinforces them thinking that, well, if somebody does it to me, I do it to somebody else if they aren't following the rules I think of.
She's a believer in consequences, but only those that correct behaviors. Not corporal punishment and not isolation, but instead taking away free play and giving students calming, heavy work activities, even requiring them to help students they hurt.
It doesn't surprise me.
Riles understands why these kids are getting in trouble. She says early intervention is critical for prevention.
These kids go from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye if you don't see the warning signs.
She thinks that's a key to solving this puzzle. Nate Morabito, News Channel 11, in your corner.
Parents can opt out of corporal punishment for their kids. Absolutely. Region-wide, the form of discipline used sparingly is decreasing for kids with special needs. 84 instances in the 2013-14 school year compared to 52 in the 2015-2016 school year. That's according to our numbers. You can find a list of every school that's recently used corporal punishment on a child with a disability on our website, WJHL.com. And there you'll also find all of the district's responses.